I was born in Cincinnati and raised as a street hoodlum. And then I was taken down south and thrown in a coastal rural hood where there's shrimp, shrimping, oystering, clamming. And unfortunately, my dad was in the Navy, so there's a Marine Corps base there. So that gave me more opportunities to be bad in all kind of ways as a brat.
And if I remember correctly, you mentioned that you've done some time. What,
Oh yeah.
What was it for?
Last time was 2 counts of attempted murder. Street justice, outlaw justice type stuff.
Tell me a little more about it.
Well, they didn't charge a guy that was retired from the Catholic Church for child molestation, and he had molested a friend of mine's kid. And we used to get off work and used to have a 45-mile waiting the bus, so I'd walk 2 blocks up and smoke a joint with him. He was loading a 9mm gun and crying. Grand jury decided not to indict him, and he thought it was because he was with the Catholic Church. And I got an issue with the Catholic Church, growing up Irish Catholic. So I turned around and I gave his wife the gun, took the clip out, and told her hide it, I handle it. So I stabbed the guy 13 times, trying to kill him. Had I known he lived, I'd come back, you know. But that's just how I feel about it.
He did live.
Unfortunately, yes.
How long did you get in jail for that, Mark?
Well, I told the truth, and instead of getting 16 years, I got 4.
So this,
For being honest.
but this person was a molester.
Molested a 5-year-old boy of a friend of mine. And in the joint, we find them guys, we kill them, like the 93 Easter Sunday prison riot I was involved with in Ohio. There was 9 inmates died, and 1 CO, and we arrested the hostages we let go after almost 12 days. But all the inmates that died were child molesters. Even the one we dressed up in the CO's uniform and threw out when the National Guard was getting ready to come in on us on the 4th or 5th day. You know, that was the biggest prison riot in U.S. history, and some of the little quirks we did to throw them off, like killing a child molester and putting them in a CO's uniform and throwing them out there, thinking we killed one of the hostages. That kept the National Guard coming in on us for like 4 or 5 more days, you know? That threw them off.
What city was this in Ohio?
Portsmouth, Ohio.
Portsmouth, Ohio.
Southern Ohio Correctional Facility, Easter Sunday, 1993. Look it up, YouTube it.
Okay.
450 STG members, otherwise known on the street as gang members, took over the whole prison. We used weight bars to bust down concrete-filled walls with rebar in them and get into another quarter of the prison, so they took that other half and evacuated immediately and called the National Guard. It was one of the most unconventional prison riots in U.S. history in Easter Sunday, 93, that jumped off.
What were you doing in that prison in '93?
I was considered a gang member and tatted up with a white organization, that's all I want to say. I was one of the lead dudes, that's why I was in the maximum security. You know?
How did you hook up with that organization? Was it outside before or inside?
Inside, at a young age. When you get locked up, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. Some people get with organizations for protection. Some of them get them with them for access to stuff. So, other things, you know. With me, I was real mean. So they kind of scooped me up as an enforcer because I didn't mind installing violence and fear. You know, because that 3% that's in the population, the prison population that I was involved with, you have to be drop dead, mean to where you'll kill like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be murderous, you know, with no remorse.
What was the first thing you went to prison for?
Arson, burning down the house.
Why'd you do it?
I was 9 years old, and the guy wouldn't fight me for 2 weeks. He kept throwing me the bird across the street, running home, locking himself in his house, going up to a second-floor bedroom window doing that. So I just went home, got 5 gallons of kerosene, and it was the 70s. It had that, shingle siding on it. So I just threw 5 gallons of gasoline up their old-school kitchen matches and lit him up. Then I told the police and the fire department why I did it.
You were 9.
Yeah.
Jesus. How old was the person who was doing it?
Huh?
How old was the person who ran upstairs and gave you the finger?
9.
9.
Mhm. Not a house caught fire. Him and his mom got out. But the judge asked me if they'd got hurt, would you have been sad or anything? I said, no, it wouldn't hurt my feelings a bit. And the judge says, you're going to be locked up for you're 18. You know what? I was. You know, I went from juvie to adult.
Hey, Mark, can I ask you, how long was that adversary of yours, like, I mean, how long did he make you angry to make you want to do that?
Well, after I burnt the house down, they moved to the other side of town. We were in elementary school. That's when my family figured out they had a problem with me. I was the real black sheep. I didn't care what I said. If somebody made me angry, if you did something to me, I'm getting back with you 10 times worse. You know? I'm the kind of guy that would walk down the street and say you stole something from me. I might let it go for 2 weeks and follow you around and see where you go. Next thing you know it, when you leave work, some guy comes out, dumps 5 gallons of diesel fuel on you and hits you with the boat flare and lights you up. I'm that type guy. You know? Blacked out. Who did it? I don't know.
But I mean, do we need to be afraid of you? Or
No.
like, I'm just saying, like, let's say people who are friendly with you or you're friendly with, like,
I don't think
How
they
can
did
they
it
be-
usually. It's just when bad stuff happens to me, I think like that.
does it need to be deliberate? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you can have the susceptibility of getting angry like that, like, does someone who's close to you need to be worried that they may be collateral damage if you...
No. It ain't nothing like that. That's what I'm on disability for.
Okay.
Mental health issues, 100%. But, see, I had a head injury that I think they think led up to that.
Uh-huh.
I had a bad head injury.
As a child?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Back in 74, I was jumped. My stepdad was the head of maintenance where the Bengals and Reds played at the old Riverfront Stadium, the old concrete jungle.
It was a circle. I remember it.
Okay.
Pete Rose, Cincinnati Reds, Big Red
Back
Machine.
when Pete Rose,
Oh,
Dave
yeah.
Concepcion was his right-hand friend,
Oh, yeah.
the shortstop.
Yeah.
They grew up together in Hamilton, Ohio.
Yeah.
But he took me down the stadium when the Bengals was playing. I didn't care about sports because I didn't care about him because he was a violent drunk. And he took me down there and they signed this leather jacket. It's 74 now. I'm this tall. I had it in my closet for 2 weeks and I figured, well, I got a new pair of pants and a new shirt. I'll wear it with it. I ain't wore it. I didn't even get to the school. I got jumped. My head got split wide open where I couldn't hardly see. And a little girl had to take my hand and follow me into the nurse's office.
Is Hamilton, Ohio?
This is Cincinnati, Winton Terrace. Look it up. Winton Terrace is the worst hood today still.
Well, I grew up in Dayton, Ohio, so just right
Winton
up-
Terrace is the worst hood in Cincinnati, and I was in there after the real civil rights shit jumped off. We were one of 3 white families, so we had to be mean. Well, I could not take on 3 dudes older than me. I tried. I fell back and hit my head on some steel on the playground, and it split me. I had 100 and something stitches at 5 years old in my head. This is on the outside. But I went through a 4 or 6 hour surgery at Children's Hospital with I forget what that's called, kind of doctor. And they think that, and ever since then, ever since I get mad, real mad, that triggered. And they think that's where it came from. Because I told myself then there ain't nobody else beating me up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was stealing guns from my granddaddy, running around with the Iron Horseman motorcycle gang on the west side where my uncle had a bar. I want to learn all the bad stuff, all the gangster movies from Al Capone and all that. I wanted to watch what all the hitmen did, you know, and study them. I was big on, put his autobiography out, Meyer Lansky,
Yeah.
the accountant of the original Costa Nostra. I'd read his book, The Devil Driver, Al Capone's Chauffeur, you know, and all them bad dudes. I'd read everything and learn all I can, you know. And then plus being locked up, growing rough in the hood, I was just like a little tumbleweed, you know. When I needed to be, I was cool, but when I need to be bad, I can be bad, you know.
Well, it's clear that you know how to survive.
Yeah, I do. And it's like right now, I'm not cold. I've been out in this stuff all night.
It's amazing.
You know?
It's amazing. All right.
Just out of curiosity, your family? Your brothers, sisters, any of that?
Yeah, there's 10 of us that are brother, sister, half and wholes. But you know what? None of us get along. We fight. It's like we're all from different gangs, and we're not even blood, you know? They don't care about a lot of stuff I care about, so I stopped caring about people. I even left my ex-girlfriend in a full-time landscaping lawn care business that I made. Business down there, I left it all 5 years ago. You know why? Because I got tired of people. People will lie to you. You know, people do a lot of things to you. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust them. Most people I don't. You know? Because they tell you one thing and do another. You know? Yeah, they're up into you for this minute, for this moment, for this reason. To benefit them, whether it's this or that, like a politician. Of course, Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that, they're going to get their photo ops at the damn homeless shelter. Oh, we're doing this, we're doing that. The other times of the year, do you see them? Hell no. They ain't contributing. You know why? There's no money in homelessness. You know, there's money in drugs because guns is involved, money and all that. Hell yeah, let's put a war on that. There ain't a war on homelessness because there's nothing to benefit out of it. You know, think about that. How come there ain't no war on it? We can solve that in a matter of minutes. You ever heard of the sport called golf?
I don't know. I don't think we solved the war on drugs yet. I don't know if it would just be a minute or two, but I think you know what you're saying. Priority.
Our priorities are messed up, dude.
Yeah.
And we misappropriate funds meant to go to the right area, but what gets involved? The root of all evil. That almighty dollar.